What's up, everybody? Picker Goose here, and today I wanted to go over some toys from the 90s that sell on eBay. You know, being born in '86 and predominantly growing up in the 90s, obviously, I'm familiar with all these toys I'm going to show you today. Now, there are obviously tons of toys from the 90s that, you know, might be worth something today, but these are the toys that, you know, were more popular, so they might not be completely rare, but with that said, you're more likely to find these at, you know, garage sales or whatever have you not. So the first item I want to show you are some Street Sharks. I've shown Street Sharks in my videos before, but here's a lot of 8. And personally, I like to sell Street Sharks in lots. You can get maybe $10 for them on their own, but you know, 10, 15, 20 depending on the shark. But you lot them up and they bring in good money. So this went for $118. Which is nice, and I mean, you could probably get this for, you know, just a couple bucks at a yard sale. The next item is this vintage Pikachu comforter, bedding comforter here. Vintage, this went for $45. It is double-sided, and there's good graphics on it. There's no stains or anything. This is vintage, and pretty much rule of thumb, any, you know, vintage Pokemon stuff from the mid to late 90s is gonna have value. The next thing we have here is a Talk Boy that was made famous in Home Alone 2, I believe. I don't think it was the first one. I could be wrong. Where basically Macaulay Culkin talks into the Talk Boy and he makes, you know, recordings. And, you know, there's a scene where he records his uncle in the shower. But anyways, so here's a Talk Boy. So it went for $35. These tend to go closer to $20, $25. You know, it just depends if you do auction or not. If you do buy it now and wait, you can get the $30 to $35 for it. And again, this is something you could probably get, you know, for a couple dollars. A lot of people already know that, but here's the Talk Girl. It's basically the same thing, just marketed towards young girls. And these are more rare, but they tend not to go for as much, at least on eBay. This is the only completed listing I could find, and it's kind of trickier to find. But this was, I believe this was an auction for $19.99. I would probably also put this up at $35 and just wait. Here's another pretty cool toy. It's the dinosaurs, the Baby Sinclair Hasbro. He talks. He used to say, "I'm the baby," or, you know, something like that. This guy is worth some money. This one went for $61, and this is pretty much in the middle. You know, in good condition. If you buy it now, this was an auction. As you can see here, this in a buy it now is going to probably go closer to $80 or $90. So if you see one of these for, you know, a few dollars or whatever, you really should pick it up. Here's a lot of Polly Pocket toys. They're these like little handheld toys. I know that these toys look kind of big here, but they're really not that big. I mean, most of this can fit in the palm of your hand. You know, they're just Polly Pocket toys, and they can go for money. Some of them are rare, and you can get some money for them. Some of them not so much, but typically if you can get a whole bunch of them in a lot, you're looking at some value. Mighty Max. This is a TV show geared towards boys. I think I watched every single episode, and I probably had all these as a kid growing up. I don't have them anymore, but you know, these can sell well. They found a rare one, like the Skull Mountain. You know, they can go for some good money in a lot. This went for $57 on an auction, so keep your eyes peeled for the Mighty Max. Here's a game that was actually released in like the late 80s, but it was still very popular in the 90s. And basically, Crossfire. I used to play this game all the time. This one went for $60, and it's a really cool game. You know, you shoot marbles at each other, and I run into it every now and then. It's pretty neat. This next thing here is the Nickelodeon alarm clock, and this is something that like tons of my friends had, and again, it's something I never got. I know, poor Goose had such a deprived childhood. It's an alarm clock. You always want to make sure it works. So these tend to work pretty well and tend to stand the test of time. You know, they're pretty cool. Some of the alarms are wacky, like they'll sing a song or, you know, make funny noises or whatever. So this went for $40, and this is kind of in the middle. You know, sometimes in auctions you can grab them for 10, 15 bucks. Sometimes you buy it now and get as high as 60. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, whether you are a toy collector, just a 90s kid like myself, or a reseller. Whatever you are, I hope you got something out of this video. So go ahead and subscribe. That way you can get my videos as I release them.